Schedule 1 is getting huge updates like map extensions, cartel interactions, and so much more. Starting off, the developer has confirmed all these updates with a huge roadmap which I have got directly from him and will be sharing with you guys. The first thing I saw on this roadmap was the pawn shop, Blue Ball Boutique interior, and wall decorations that are all currently in progress. Meaning currently, in-game, you can visit the pawn shop owned by my main man Mick. You can sell your items to him at set prices and even buy some random junk. But instead of buying random junk from Mick, you can also go to the Blue Ball Boutique, which offers art, jewelry, and antiques. This being the second feature currently in progress. And the third feature that is still in progress is wall decorations. There's no extra information on the roadmap yet about the wall decorations, but I'd like to see some sick interior design like peak 2000s British wallpaper like the one I had as a kid. That nostalgia would look amazing in game and so funny, but TVGS probably wouldn't add this as I think he is Australian, but I'm not 100%. Now let's move on to the monthly update ideas which can be implemented throughout this whole year. Some are simple but so exciting. For example, weather is one of them. It might not seem like it's a big difference, but the best part about this weather is that TVGS mentioned that when it rains, the NPCs will pull out an umbrella. Like imagine making a deal with Mick while he casually whips out an umbrella or on the wildest weed just known to man. But maybe not weed, it could be one of the new upcoming drugs, these drugs being shrooms, MDMA and heroin. Personally, I'm most excited for the shrooms. Imagine just tripping mid-game, like everything starts melting, colors are going wild, and you see like Mick turn into a fucking toaster. But with new drugs comes new customers. This is another major update that will hopefully come, and it's called traveling customers. These traveling customers will purchase of you in bulk, but they'll purchase based on their stereotypes. For example, hippies will buy weed and shrooms, business people will buy cocaine, biker gangs will buy meth, party buses, I don't know what that means, but they'll buy MDMA, and goth gangs will buy heroin. The part I'll love about this is just to picture a cartoon goth slumped up at the side of a road shooting up in the beautiful scenic of Hyland Point. And to add on to this, these customers might even tie into the cartel interactions, but I'll get into this later. But beyond the drug gameplay, what else is planned? Firstly, we have the graffiti, which you may have seen the new Kaesul graffiti, which is so funny, but it's not actually new graffiti, it's doing it yourself. TVGS is actually working on an XP system. Depending on what you graffiti will depend on how much XP you get, which lets you level up faster. So you could probably draw a penis on the wall and get like 20 XP, or draw a dot and like near to nothing. So if graffiti wouldn't be your way of leveling up, there is another way of leveling up which will be added to the game, and this is fishing. When the fishing will be added, it might honestly be my favorite part. Like in games like Minecraft or even Stardew Valley, fishing is so relaxing and I do it so much in these games. So that's why I'm excited to see it come to Schedule 1. But in Schedule 1, you won't just catch fish, but you can catch items like kook, jars, and mixed ingredients. And if you're lucky, you'll get a rare catch rate of a brick of coke or even gold bars. But then you can sell all your fish to Randy. And if you are lucky enough to get a brick of coke, you can sell it to your own customers or a goblin that's going to be in a sewer. Yes, you heard that right. A sewer system is coming. It's crazy. And yes, there will be a goblin that you can sell coke to befriend him. I just love this game. And maybe if you do befriend him, you can buy him a house which you can customize and renovate, which is another feature that will be added. This is so you can change all the aspects of your lovely drug home, like the wallpaper, flooring, lighting, and maybe even the exterior. And my prediction is that they will add kitchen equipment into this house so you can make edibles. Leading me to talk about the next feature where you can make drugs into different forms. This will be like weed turning into edibles and hash, coke turning into powder and rocks, and finally MDMA turning into pills and liquid. You'll even be able to create custom packaging. Like imagine selling like a Fortnite slurp juice pack. Like this would go crazy. Now the next feature I want to talk about is soon you'll be able to hire drivers and logistic workers. This would be so useful as you could sell your drugs across town or maybe even outside Hyland Point. And the reason I think it could be outside Hyland Point is because we're getting a bigger map increase of the southwest and northeast map extension, with the southwest being a shady ghetto area and the northeast being a gated community, or what I would call the town folk. And with a shady area comes in the police update. You'll be able to bribe the cops or risk getting arrested, losing your stash and having it stored in an evidence locker, which you'll be able to steal your items back from. But even if you're trying to be a goody two-shoes and not deal at night or not get caught at all, TVGS may add a property heat system which triggers raids. This basically allowing the police to bust your whole operation down. Like, this game's turning into a full-on life simulator with how many updates will be added. But those were all the major updates I was able to find, but we haven't discussed the cartel yet. But before we do discuss this, I do just want to add all the little features that I think everyone will love. Like, the game is looking to add parkour, which would be really cool in like a parkour and skateboarding edit. Also, we may be seeing rideable wheelchairs, so if you're disabled, look no further, you can still sell the Fortnite Kush. TVGS is also adding to break into vehicles' trunks, add emotes into the game, add jukebox and radios, which hopefully he can find quite good music for, and there is so much more, but I feel like it's not too relevant. Now for the best part, the cartels. TVGS is planning on adding cartel members who can interrupt sales, ambush you, and even raid your properties. But you will be able to jump the cartel and steal their supplies. I think adding this cartel would be so cool to the game, and having a storyline with them would make it even better, leading me onto my predictions of this game. So let's talk about the cartel predictions, because I'm seriously hoping TVGS is making up a full-blown storyline here. I think we'll be seeing a deeper connection between you and the Benzies family, which is the gang that blew up your RV. And possibly new and other gangs tied into the traveling customers or in the new map extension. If I had to bet on it, the Benzies family are going to play a major role in the game's lore. Like, imagine having an optional story where you can either befriend them, where you partner up, cook product together and run the operation under their name, or you go full on enemy mode and declare war on them and fight them to destroy all their reputation. This could also open up a door for other gangs to enter the mix, turning Hyland Point into a full on drug war zone, full of ambushes, betrayals and even turf battles, and I'm talking like Narco meets Breaking Bad type stuff. Of course, this is all my speculation, but if it does go in this direction, the game is going to be next level. But you know what else will be next level? Hitting that subscribe button. Okay, moving on, this might be a stretch, but it lines up way too well to ignore. See, what if Benji isn't your friendly plug or low-level dealer, but actually playing both sides, full-on undercover cop? Think about it. One of the in-game cops looks suspiciously like Benji. Coincidence? Maybe. But what if it's not? What if Benji's been working with the police this whole time? Here's how I see it playing out. You trust him, it's like normal. You keep giving him more drugs to move. And then one day he texts you saying, "Yo, can we meet?" Then you pull up expecting a handoff, only to get busted. Sirens, cops, your stash is gone, and standing there is a badge and uniform. Benji. This would be the plot twist of the year. It would also explain why he lives in a motel. He's playing low and playing the part, but reporting everything back to the station as it's so close by. And honestly, the amount of memes I've seen about Benji's betrayal makes me think TVGS will implement this. But if it actually makes it into the game, it'll be the coldest betrayals in any simulator game's history, because simulator game story aren't the best. And if Schedule 1 can make it one of the best simulator games with a story, I'm gonna be so proud of it. Now, before we get into the final prediction, I know you're all probably wondering, when is this all going to be in the game? Well, unfortunately, there are no confirmed dates for every single feature, but personally I believe at least 75% of the whole roadmap will be finished before 2026. And if that actually does happen, it's gonna prove how hardworking TVGS is and how much he genuinely cares about the community. You can really feel the love he puts into the game, and honestly I respect that way too much. Alright, moving on to the last prediction. This one's a bit grimy. Let's talk about the sewer network. I have a strong feeling that TVGS is going to implement a system kinda like what I saw in Drug Dealer Simulator. This is where sewers are acted as hidden tunnels across the city. You could use them to sneak around, dodge cops, and make fast moves when things get too hot with the police. Now, with all this talk about police raids, heat levels, and stricter law enforcement, a sewer system like this would make perfect sense. Ducking into the underground, navigating through pipes, popping out at nearby drop points while the cops are patrolling up top. It just fits so well. This would add a whole new level of stealth and strategy into the game, and I really hope that's the direction we're heading in. But that's the end of my final prediction. But before we wrap this whole video up, I do want to circle back to when I mentioned about Drug Dealer Simulator, which is a game that kind of started the simulator games for me. I first played Drug Dealer Simulator back in 2021. It was my first simulator game that I've played with actual drug dealing mechanics, and at the time it felt like such a fresh idea. The concept was so cool, the gameplay was addictive, and I loved it all. But let's be real, it doesn't come close to what Schedule 1 is doing now. And that's wild to say because Drug Dealer Simulator was made by a whole team, and Schedule 1 was done by the work of one guy. One insanely creative, hardworking dude going above and beyond. But now I heard about a lawsuit that Drug Dealer Simulator tried to file against Schedule 1, and that has completely killed my respect for them. It just felt petty. Like you made your game years ago and now you're salty that someone else has done it better alone. And then Drug Dealer Simulator 2 drops, and let's just say it doesn't exactly fix things. But that ends off today's video here. I hope you enjoyed, and if you want to see me review Schedule 1, click this video here to watch Brutally Ranking, and I'll see you guys in the next one.